let's start with the bloodbath. Uh, it's so clear that the Marxist Dems are not in the least concerned about overreacting to anything. They see this as a great propaganda opportunity, and they're making, my goodness, the most of it possible. Your reaction?
Well, the actual comments of what Trump said are downright benign. I would say even dull. They don't have the same high energy as Trump's normal statements. And the word bloodbath is used metaphorically. It's very clear from the context. Trump is talking about the cars made in Mexico. The Chinese are involved. They're trying to sell them here on the back of the American worker. I'm not going to let that happen because if I'm elected. And then he goes, if I'm not elected, it's going to be a real bloodbath. So contextually, it's pretty obvious. He means that the economy, the country, the auto industry will be in ruins. Now, what's amusing about this is that people who use the word bloodbath routinely, the stocks went down in 2008, it was a real bloodbath, or the Chicago Cubs should really not have gotten in with the New England Patriots, what a bloodbath. I mean, this is just a normal use of the term. If anybody other than Trump had said these exact same words, it would be uneventful. But because it's Trump, so I think the revealing thing about this is it is an indication of the degree of Trump derangement syndrome. If Trump says things like, we're going to kill it in November, they'll be like, he's out to murder people. That's the way they look at Trump. They do not have an ability to do normal, intelligent interpretation because it's Trump.
Absolutely. And I for years resisted the idea that there was such a thing as Trump derangement syndrome. It seemed to me to be too easy an excuse for the left, for the Marxists. But there truly is this impulse that drives them because they are so frightened of this man. He scares them so much, particularly after 4 years in which he managed to bring the economy to a level of prosperity not seen for 3 decades. He managed to put together a modest foreign policy, which had been the objective of both Democrats and Republicans for years. He actually did it. And it only took him a couple of years to do it. He is a man who has a proven record. He is a man who has a clear-cut philosophy, and it scares the hell out of them. When he says America first, they shudder. They cringe in fear because that turns their entire world on the left upside down, doesn't it?
Well, I agree, but I don't think that's the reason that they fear him. Because look, you could have a Republican that was in office, had a very good record. See, the Democrats and the left and the media, they believe that every other Republican is under their leash, by which they mean that this is somebody that can be controlled. Mike Pence can be controlled, Nikki Haley, but also Marco Rubio. You just go down the list. And with Trump, they are just baffled because here is a guy who seems to have almost superhuman tenacity. I mean, think of it this way. If any other Republican, Lou, that you and I could name was facing 91 criminal charges, is it not a fact that they would be in the fetal position, under the desk, whimpering? They would have pulled out of the race long ago. Trump is the only guy who not only seems unfazed, but he seems to get stronger. He thrives on this. And this is the part of it that inspires a certain sense of praised wonder on the left. So in some ways, their hatred of him, the Trump derangement syndrome, is a tribute to Trump because it is Trump and only Trump that produces this reaction in them.
Oh, absolutely. And what they cannot comprehend is that the American people support him by every major poll by an increasing margin every week. They have absolutely no doubt whatsoever about the intensity of their vote come November, and they mean to vote for Donald Trump. And that has them, as I put it, quaking. And I think we're going to see more, not less fear and more rabid responses. Let me